Hello everyone, this is topic 11, the descriptive text type. Introduction. A key component within communicative competence, which is the acknowledged aim of all language instruction, is pragmatic competence, which among other things includes mastery of discourse and the identification of culturally specific scripts and situations. Moreover, it should not be forgotten that the text is central to any act of linguistic communication. All linguistic output constitutes a text. A text may be defined as any passage, spoken or written of whatever length, which forms a unified whole. It's also a semantic unit, a unit of language in use. One of the main characteristics of text is to have texture, which is mainly achieved through cohesion, which may be defined as the semantic integration among its parts. Along with cohesion, another text-centered notion is coherence, which concerns the way in which the concepts and relations underlying the surface text are mutually accessible and relevant. Rhetorical mode, also known as modes of discourse, describe the variety, conventions, and purposes of the major kinds of writing. We may distinguish between 6 main text types, and here they are. However, the boundary between these text types is not clear-cut because they're not mutually exclusive and indeed frequently overlap. The descriptive text type. First and foremost, it must be stated that not all text classifications consider descriptive texts as a type of text. This is so because descriptive sequences do not usually play the dominant role in a text, but rather a secondary one. Be that as it may, it's useful to distinguish them as a separate type of text, for descriptive sequences are easily recognized by readers and hearers, who intuitively isolate them in any type of text. We should also support the idea that a distinct study of the descriptive text can be operative from the point of view of language teaching. It first may be useful to try and establish the difference between description and definition on the one hand, and between description and explanation on the other. So, whereas definition aims at succinctness, in description details are necessary. Also, description aims at giving the characteristics of an object, whereas explanation provides the why of those characteristics as well. The purpose of our description is to recreate or visually present a person, place, event, or action, so that the addressee may picture that which is being described. Good descriptions require a careful choice of language and nuances of meaning to evoke an image in the mind of the reader. Some dictionary definitions, the setting of a story, descriptions of actions, clues in crosswords, etc. are descriptive texts. Main elements and features. Here they are. Description consists of a series of elements grouped around a keyword or title which summarizes the information. This keyword sets a frame and establishes what may be expected about the constituent parts of the text, functioning as a device of cohesion. The new information appears as an extension of that title related to a number of qualities the object possesses. The constituent parts of descriptive texts progress linearly with a special arrangement of the information by means of connectives. This ordering of information makes comprehension much easier. 3 types of connectives are mainly used: spatial, temporal, and also vocalization. As far as vocabulary is concerned, the writer of good descriptions is highly sensitive to the connotations of words. To them, nuances are all important. In essence, it can be said that content words activate more extensive and diverse material and elicit more pronounced emotions or mental images than function words. That's why content words are the basis of subjective descriptions. More concretely, adjectives, epithets, attributes, and apposition have privileged links with description. As for syntax, it is indeed expected to find certain types of syntactic structures such as copular sentences, relative clauses, and prepositional and adverbial phrases, as well as there are clauses. Descriptions also make great use of operations which allow the infinite recurrence of the very same unit, for example, the possibility to accumulate epithets or relative clauses referring to the same antecedent, and also other operations which allow certain economy. This is the reason for the list effect, the overwhelming feature of descriptive texts. Finally, vividness in a good description is essential, since it is what gives life to a piece of writing. To write vividly, the author must observe carefully, feel strongly, and think boldly, bringing alive the world they describe. Much of the vividness in descriptive texts stems from the author's use of figurative language, for example, similes, metaphors, and personifications. Types of description. In general terms, the descriptive writer aims at the creation of a picture. According to this goal, they may be impressionistic, subjective and imaginative, or technical and objective. Impressionistic description. In subjective descriptions, the writer adds their imagination or peculiar intuition. The reaction of the author to what they see becomes an important quality. The encoder makes linguistic choices which, apart from describing something, also give expression to the associations, attitudes, feelings, and moods which the phenomena release in the perceiver. There's a careful selection of detail and there's abundance of figurative language, so similes, metaphors, personifications, and so on and so forth. Usually a first-person point of view is chosen, which may be combined with second-person singular address. Impressionistic description appears very often as part of a narrative text. Through the description of characters, portraits, or settings, the author conveys relevant information, physical or psychological aspects that affect the plot. Technical description. Technical or objective description is factual and impersonal. Typical of reference works, it uses specific and concrete words and does not indulge in subtle nuances. The encoder presents phenomena deliberately, choosing words so that subjective impressions and reactions are excluded from the description. Its main target is to provide readers with a clear and thorough vision of the object described. The point of view chosen is mostly non-personal third-person singular, since the aim is to present the object in an objective manner. Objectivity, accuracy, and clarity are of paramount importance in technical descriptions. The notative lexics predominates over connotative lexis. As for the communicative function of technical descriptions, one can say that the encoder intends to transmit an exact image and understanding of factual phenomena to the decoder. The structure of technical description is usually the following. In conclusion, although descriptive texts have seldom been viewed as an independent type of text, they should be given the importance they deserve, since they very often appear with their characteristic features, which are easily recognizable by all in everyday language. They are meant to give a mental image of an object, a scene, a person, a situation, supplying vividness and recurrence of semantic and syntactic features, such as adjectives, epithets, relative clauses, and figurative language. Students need to be presented with and encouraged to produce different types of text. By exploring natural language used in authentic environments, learners gain a greater appreciation and understanding of the discourse patterns associated with a given event, as well as the social-linguistic factors that contribute to linguistic variations across settings and contexts. In the concrete case of descriptive text type, students will encounter and be encouraged to use precise vocabulary, complex noun phrases, together with adverbials which give invaluable details about the circumstances. Positive and negative vocabulary will help to complete the picture for the reader. Whereas all the microfunctions, such as argumentation, are introduced in intermediate level, description is taught from the lowest stages and should be paid attention to, since its correct command among students is best taught at intermediate level. In short, students need to be able to distinguish the different genres, know what their purpose in reading and writing is, and therefore know what to select. This will allow them to have some knowledge of what to expect when they read, or what they should be aiming at when they write. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to check out the other topics, like, comment, subscribe, whatever, and I'll see you in the next one.